go out, you know, you said you like the winter. That I don't understand that about you. Why you like winter?
I like all seasons.
Well, I like spring and I like fall, early fall and Indian summer. I love that, but winter I could do without. I was cold too much as a child, like frozen to death many times. But in the spring, I go out here. The other day I came out here, and this sounds ridiculous, but you know my little forsythia is out here blooming so beautifully, and my little crocus, and I found my little violet, and how happy I was to see that one little violet. I go out there sometimes early in the morning, nobody's up, about 5 or 6, and I kiss the little blossom, and I say, thank you, God, for this beautiful flower. And you know not many people do that. They ought to do that more.
True.
Walk out there and they got their church outside.
That's right.
I remember when we were kids, we used to, the old Baptist church, that old Baptist preacher, he had his hands full with them boys in Carmody Hills. He had his hands full. They would fight and they would argue and carry on something crazy. And he would pray for them and he would try, and everybody would be concerned about the Stoneman boys and the Oswalds. Oh, I remember them. Yeah, they were something else. And he was a good minister, and we didn't have a church before we got to the little church. We just went out in the ball field, out in the big old field, and we had those little stools that were made out of canvas, and you unfolded them. You ever seen those little things?
Yeah.
And we would sit there, and he would talk to us about Jesus, and we would sing our songs. Even as a kid, I remember that. And I looked up at the trees. I think that's when I really got to loving trees and the outdoors, and just look up at trees and just look around, and you just know that God created that. Gee, that's one of the best feelings in the whole world. You know, you can get a diamond bracelet, but nothing in this world can take the place of knowing. And how marvelous when things come alive in the spring. I mean, I know snow's pretty, you know, but then you got a lot of people trying to go to work, and roads are bad, and people getting killed and all that because of it. But I promise, you know, and you got to learn to like get away from winter. But you being from North Carolina, you didn't have the snow we had in Maryland.
No, I didn't. I love summer and I love spring.
Go get a song even if you can't sing. You know, that's one thing I tell everybody. Sometimes they come to you, how do you get to be a star? I said, no, Jesus. That's simple. Just know Jesus and you're a star. Those are the stars of the world. It's not the people on that stage. It's the stars. It's the Jesus. I mean, I know you're sitting here thinking, well, she's just preaching. But I'm just telling the cotton-picking truth.
I know you
and
are.
if they don't believe it, then I'm so sorry for them. But I'm not going to criticize them. I'm just going to tell them, buddy, you better get in on the cat. And, you know, I have a lot. I go down, and with being a comedian, it is so easy to go over the edge. You know, it really is. And everybody with my personality, like, hey, Roni, and you want to say something clever to them because that's what they expect. So I really have a time with that.
But
you know.
You tell the truth. You tell it like it is.
I know it.
That's what people need.
And if they don't believe it, I mean, I told one guy says, what makes you want to believe in God and heaven and Jesus in heaven? I said, well, let's put it this way, Slick. I said, Slick, let's put it this way. If I'm right and you're wrong, you got everything in the world to lose. You got your life to lose forever and ever in torment. But if I'm wrong and you're right, you ain't got a cotton-picking thing to lose.
That's right. What did he say to that?
He just looked at me.
Yeah,
He just looked at me stupid and he went, I never thought of that.